Most of the time when we build something, we do it for an exact purpose. For example, the stand that I built for my camera for my car in the last video, or the tripod that I fixed, or the shelving unit that I built myself. Most things have a purpose, but sometimes there's a beauty in building something that has absolutely no purpose at all, like this. For a couple years, I've been picking up random pieces of wood that have an interesting shape. Like this one, it has a hole in it. Or this one's kind of craggly, and then I shave them down, sand them, and then stain them. And I recently came across a bit of a collection that I've amassed and have never finished. This is actually the only piece that I've finished. I've stained it and varnished it, and it's just a really pretty piece of wood. I don't have a purpose for it. Maybe it'll be a handle for something, and when I have a use for it, I'll know. But right now, I have 5 pieces of wood that I have not finished. So I'm going to be working on that today. I probably will just be actually working on this one, but I have many that I will be working on in the future. This is a great little project to work on inside because the only thing that I have to do is use a small pocket knife and just kind of carve away all of the bark on the outside. Sanding is a little messy on the outside, so I do it out here, which is why I'll be finishing this out here. But I'm going to be working on all of these in the next couple weeks. Now, a part of making these kind of useless, for now, wood knobs is finding a piece of wood that is perfect for this. Now, the reason that I pick up these bits of wood is because they are the intersection of branches. They're actually multiple branch offshoots that collect into one kind of area and make these super interesting patterns in the wood. If they were all facing the same way, it'd kind of just be a boring piece of wood. And then you have to identify where some kind of rough spots are. So right here, that's not really great. All of the rest of it can be nicely smoothed over, rounded, and turned into a nice little bit of artwork. So I'll be sawing off all of this that is rough and using this crosscut saw. Now, ideally, I would be using a pole saw just because it will get through the wood a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, and it's kind of more of a hobby saw. But this is what I have to use right now, and so that is what I will be using. So go and cut off that little bit, and then start smoothing off this end right here. In the future, I'd like to be able to have an area that I can do kind of work on wood projects and whatever other projects I have going on. But right now, kind of my front porch is the only area that I can do that isn't too cluttered. I'd like to have a workbench of some type. I pick up most of these when I'm out doing disc golf with my brothers, so it's kind of a reminder of our connection and just a nice little bit of wood to have around for decoration. There we go. That did work. Nice. So now this kind of rough bit of wood will be thrown away because it doesn't really have much character to it. And look at that. That just looks so nice. Obviously I'll smooth over it and try to kind of clear up any issues with it, but that looks like a piece of wood that's just going to fall out right there. Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll smooth it up and give it some shape to it. I really could see these being turned into like wooden handles for like a knob. That right there, put a screw through it and hold it onto a drawer. I think that'd look pretty nice. But I don't have any purpose for that right now, so I'm just going to use it as decoration. So I might have cut myself just a little bit. I actually cut myself 3 times. 2 times on my thumb, but that didn't bleed, and that one is bleeding. Not the best. I've gotten most of this wood pretty smooth. At the moment it is, there are a few rough spots, especially right here, and some down kind of in this hole, but those are going to be fixed with some sanding. Now I want to do light sanding. It's really quite smooth just because mostly the knife has been on it, but sometimes you have to cut a little bit against the grain, which isn't great for getting it smooth. So I'm going to be moving on to the sanding now. I really like to remove any of the kind of rough spots or cracking that occurs. There is unfortunately one light crack right here and another kind of larger cracking up here. If I was to remove any of those cracking areas, it would kind of remove a lot of the shape of this, so I am not going to cut any of that away. Also, I don't know what type of wood this is, nor do I know what type of wood this is, or any of the other pieces that I've collected. So, since this is the piece that I'm working on, if any of you know what type of wood this is, please tell me, because I think it's rather pretty. I love the kind of swirly pattern up here. Now I'm going to be moving on to the sanding portion of this wood project. As I've continued sanding, this has really gotten a beautiful honey color to it. It is really, really nice. The only places that I have not been able to sand are kind of in these crevices right here, and the kind of larger hole on the bottom. So now I'm going to grab a Dremel tool and use a sanding wheel or the little attachments that come with it to get kind of in those crevices. The whole rest of this has been hand done, and it will be polished up very nicely. I really like these little spots right here where it kind of dips in and has small little divots. That is the natural shape of the wood. But now I'm going to get the Dremel tool and focus on those really hard to reach places. So I just got through with all of the sanding and dremeling, and this is what I am left with. A really, really nice lump of wood, which is exactly what I knew that it would be. It has a really great smooth opening on this end, smaller opening here, and everything just feels smooth. I think that the most favorite thing that I like about this is just how it feels in the hand. It just kind of fits. There's a grip and a smoothness to it that's really nice. With this one, I didn't really sand as much as I could have. Some lumps were still in it, and some kind of tooling marks were still in it. There are kind of some chunks missing from it right here, and I could have put in more work, but this is my first, and I didn't really know what I wanted from it. But knowing that now, I adapted and made this really smooth. So now I'm going to stain it, and my project today will be done, making this little piece of art. I don't know what it is. It almost reminds me of like a succulent cactus or something like that. So I'll probably be using this right here, this penetrating stain, semi-transparent. So it's an oil-based stain, and it's what I use on most stuff. It's just a light Honey 272 Mini Wax Wood Finish Penetrating Stain. If I didn't have this, I'd probably use some type of like oil, just because I think that an oil-based, just really light coating is really nice. It doesn't really affect the color as much as just enhances the color, but I don't have any of that handy, so I do need to go get some of that. But this is kind of the mess that I've made from working on this project all day. And this has been an all-day project. It's been about 4.5 hours of work on just whittling this down and making it something pretty that I can put on my desk and shelf. So now I'm going to grab a rag and start staining this. Now that this crack that was in it is stained, it looks really nice. I was kind of concerned that it would look a little broken or kind of janky, but it looks really nice. And as that stain soaks in, it becomes a little bit lighter than that dark that it came out as in the beginning. Yeah, this is really nice. I do think that kind of the joy of this is the different colors that come out of it. Like right over here we got some very dark natural areas, and then right up here it turns a lot lighter, and here's all this kind of spiraling that goes from light to dark, and then yeah, that's going in nicely. It's just the different colors of the wood. And there it is. That is the build for today. A nothing knob of wood. Like I said, I think it would be kind of cool turned into like a handle for something, or a rustic set of drawers that then has that as the handle for it. But yeah, not too shabby for a couple hours work. I am very happy with what I have made, even though I don't really know what I've made. I guess what I've learned from this experience is that you don't necessarily have to have a plan going into it for what it has to be in the end, as long as you find it beautiful and something that you want to look at, make it. Why not? I have several more of these to do, and this one's quite a lot bigger, quite a lot longer, so that'll turn into a very nice piece. And like I said, if you know the wood, let me know, comment it, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.